Now, the next point is the listening skill. We're going to talk about the listening skill. Now, can you tell me, do you rate yourself as a good listener?
I used to listen what's going on and to the people about their thinking of something. I'm less speaker. I just listen.
Let's see whether you fall in the definition of the listener or not. We'll just check out now. When we are listening to others with an intent to reply, when you're
Intent.
listening, are you always in a hurry that you will have to reply something?
Always, not all.
So you mean to say when you're listening, you are only listening. There is nothing going on other than this, other than what is being received by you.
If the topic is what going on is interesting, related to me or something, then I would really listen that. Okay, and अगर कुछ ऐसे ही चल रहा है तो फिर तो
I understand. That is quite understandable that when it is not of your interest, you tend to switch off. You let your mind wander around, go here and there.
yes.
The problem is we listen to others with an intent to reply. I mean that's a problem. That's not only your problem. Or that's not maybe it's not your problem,
Tudo
but then the
julgado por uma
majority of us,
comissão
they
formada
always listen with an intent to reply.
Into reply.
They're always framing replies in their mind, thinking that this if the speaker will ask me, what would I reply? So their mind is constantly busy in that, framing replies. So they're not listening. There comes a point when they stop listening
tudo
and
julgado
there
por
are
uma
only
comissão formada
replies. So your mind gets blocked. It doesn't receive anything further. We don't keep the distractions away to declutter the noise like phones, etc. Now, this is another problem that if we have such gadgets with us, then the moment, as you rightly said, if the topic is
tudo
not of
julgado
your
por uma
interest, what will
comissão
you do?
formada
If you have the phone
Distract.
close by, you will pick up.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Commission.
Start checking your WhatsApp messages, start checking up your Facebook, things which are not required,
Hmm.
but then you will do that. So you're distracting yourself.
Yes, sir.
So if you don't have that phone with you, then definitely you because there is no option. So you have no option but to only listen. We are not given the degrees of freedom here. So when we don't have degrees of freedom, we will try to constrain ourselves in the same plane that is given to us. And the next thing that comes to us is we keep the internal monologue on all the time.
Means mono.
Monologue is your self-talk. You are questioning yourself, and answer is also given by you. That's monologue. When something is going on, or you will be somewhere like you have to go to some place or meet your friend. When you're listening to some lecture, you will automatically be imagining that thing that I will go, I will ring the bell, then he will open, then I will say this, he will say this.
Hmm.
You will already be unnecessarily staging that show that this is how I'm going to enter, this is what I'm going to wear, and this is how I would look. If his mother will ask me something, I will answer like this. Pointless, but it stops your listening. So at that time, if something is being told to you or something is being delivered, you're hearing something, it stops. It's a loss. It's a loss because when we are hearing something important, when we get used to these kind of things which I have just
tudo julgado
displayed,
por uma comissão
you are in
formada
the habit of doing that, and it's very difficult to remove. If you are in the habit of imagining such monologue conditions, you will do that all the time. You have not trained your mind to keep it in your control. That I don't want to listen to anything, stop all the noise.
Mm.
It happens. It happens with everybody. So you are not exceptional in this case. So if you are doing it, like if you are even doing it 20%, 30%, more than enough. Do you know one thing? In communication skills, 80% of the people don't listen. I mean, the
Mm.
total population, the 80% of the people don't listen. And that's why the communication doesn't go the way we want.
Mm.
Now, when we talk about English, we always focus our attention on the grammar. We
Right.
think English means grammar.
Yeah.
But who taught you grammar when you were a child and you learned Hindi? Did somebody tell you grammar?
For Hindi,
Yeah.
no,
When
nobody.
you were a child, when you were 3 years.
Yeah, well, no, not like that, but we had studied,
I'm talking
but no,
about childhood, 3 years.
no, no, no,
Nobody. But then you learn to speak Hindi, right?
yeah, mm,
By the time you were school going, you were speaking well.
yes, sir.
LKG, UKG, whatever is that, you were never told grammar, but you were
But
speaking
yes,
very good. You were also
Hindi.
speaking on the stage. Did you not speak Machli Jalki Rani Hai on the stage? I mean, I'm just saying that without
Yeah,
any without any vyakaran.
easily, yeah,
That means what? That means what? Language learning
Tudo julgado por uma
is a
comissão
different
formada.
process.
language.
It
Mm.
depends upon your listening because that time you were a kid and you did not have all these distractions and you listened to everything. You listened to
Everyone,
anybody who came to your house
and Hindi, French,
and you followed them. You listened to that. Everything was getting registered and you were able to put them in the proper form and that's how you could speak. Why
yes.
is English not coming? Why we are saying we need grammar for this?
We don't need grammar, but basically that we are not surrounding with those people like who speak English regularly.
Agreed. Agreed. But
Yeah.
currently in this age, if you say that I
Basically,
don't have, if you say that I don't have the facility to listen to English people or English speaking people,
mm,
I mean, at least I'm not going to buy that argument. The point I'm focusing here is, you believe it or not, we have stopped
mm,
listening. The
yes.
moment you grow, you stop listening. That's what I'm trying to
And,
compare. When you were a child, you did it. Now you're not
mm,
doing it. Please remember this. You did it, now you're not doing it. And this practice will remain for your lifetime now. You will not listen unless and until you change yourself. So listening is very, very important. You must listen to people. You must listen to people talking when you're walking across the street. You must listen to the students or your fellow batchmates in
but,
college if they're talking something good. But as you rightly said, there is no environment. I mean, you have a different kind of environment. You're not surrounded by that environment. But that's a handicap. Then we need to change ourselves
mm,
because we need to see where our betterment lies. I can't blame it upon the atmosphere. I cannot.
yes.
So we must change ourselves and see where the problem lies and kill that problem and come out of it. You need to have this skill if you want to grow, and you definitely want to grow.
Yes, sir.
Now, what we should be doing, how to shift gears to what? I mean, to change this. You have to listen with an intent to understand. Whenever you listen with an intent to understand. Like you're listening to me right now, you're listening to me to understand. I'm not giving you a chance to think something different right now.
Mm.
But if there are 10 people here in the batch, you have a chance to think something else.
Tudo
So
julgado por
you
uma
get your
comissão formada.
freedom. That's where we need to patch up. That's where we need to plug.
Mm.
Now, this emphatic listening and the active listening comes into play and in such situations where you are listening with an intent to understand. So
Tudo julgado
here,
por uma comissão
the
formada.
intent to understand means you are not now framing any kind of replies in your mind because you know that I'm not here to frame replies to questions. I'm here only to understand. Let me catch the frequency, what this man is saying. Like that FM, if it is
Tudo
95.5,
julgado
it
por
is
uma comissão
95.5.
formada.
If you are not setting your frequency at 95.5, you will not hear that FM. So right now, if my frequency is not matching with yours, you will not get what I am telling you. So it's an intent to understand. So first of all, you have to train yourself that whenever I'm listening to something, I will listen with an intent to understand. Next is we see the world through others' eyes. What happens in active listening when somebody is telling you something, he's sharing his experiences. When he's sharing the experience, it comes with an experience of say 20, 30, 40 years. If you want to do, I mean, most of the people say, no, I will experience it myself and then I will improve. Saving time is also important, and time is limited with us. We have a very small life. If you can save time by listening to somebody who is knowledgeable enough and you get some idea out of it, don't you think you'll be saving your time? Yeah. So listening is a kind of an opportunity. I mean, if you're listening to somebody, you're not listening properly, you're missing an opportunity of changing your life probably at that moment. You must have heard a lot of people saying, I heard somebody talking and this changed my life. That was the moment when they were listening.
Mm.
They were 100% listening. Only then it went into their head. Yeah. Now, listening is not about agreeing or disagreeing. When you are listening to me, it's not about agreeing or disagreeing. You don't have to say, I agree or you disagree. I'm not asking you. Plus, it's not about
Tudo
solving some
julgado por uma
problem or
comissão formada.
figuring someone out. Figuring someone out means attacking somebody. Like if I'm talking to you, you ask me a cross question. No, no, how does this happen? You are stopping my flow. You are targeting me now. You are doing a damage to yourself. Listening is about quietly listening when we don't do all these three things. I will do the analysis later when you stop speaking or when someone stops speaking. You do the analysis later, but that time just listen. Thank you.